Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to show you all how I make my Instagram stories. I did a little poll on my Instagram story and turns out people want to see how I make my stories. So I'm going to show you guys the apps I use, how I use them, and my tips and tricks to posting your stories. Before we get started, if you want to see more videos like this, please make sure you subscribe down below. If you're watching on Facebook, hit the share button and make sure you like my Facebook page. Without further ado, let's get to it. So first things first, I'm going to show you guys the apps that I use. Here's my home page here. Here's my home page here. Most of the apps I use are in the fourth row above my social media apps and whatnot. I'll show you all first how I edit the video, or if I'm posting a video on my stories, I use VSCO. And VSCO now allows you to edit your videos. So what I usually do is edit a video. I pick my one filter that I like to use all the time. Here's one that I posted recently. So I'll upload that. It's already filtered, so this is just a boomerang. The first three you see, O4, A6, and HB2, are the ones that I use the most. What I'll do is just show you guys how I create kind of like those collage-y looking things. I don't really know how to explain it. I use the app InShot. So to create a video, I'll just do new, and I'll do this raining one. And for InShot, you kind of have to get to know the app a little bit because the dimensions are a little bit off. For Canvas, like they have the Instagram ones, but the thing is, for these one, like this is a square one and this is the regular like what is it, portrait mode when you post a picture. So the video is actually, this layout is not the best for a video in my opinion. I would use this one for your Instagram stories, but note that it will still get cut off. I'll show you guys on my screen. On the ends here, it'll cut off your video when you upload it onto Instagram, so just make sure that you budget yourself enough margin to be able to have everything shown on the screen when you post your story. And then what I do is shrink it sometimes, move it around, and then I change the background. Right now I'm sticking to one color every month so that stays consistent throughout my stories. And now I'm just going to add some shapes. I always have to download the shapes. I'm not sure why, but it is what it is. I use the same one all the time, this little square. If I want to put font or like text in some of my things, I do that depending on the mood I'm in. Honestly, it all depends on how much time I have. So sometimes I'll put the text in the actual footage using the text they have on the app instead of using the text they have on the Instagram stories. I like to do all caps, and I like to space all my letters. Takes a little bit more time. And sometimes if I want to use the font that's on Instagram, what I'll do is like make sure I budget myself enough space to be able to insert that once I upload the photo or the video. And then after that, what I'll do is hit save. And this is where I add like more text or location or stuff like that. Now I'm going to just show you guys a comparison between what it looks like on the story and the app so you guys can see the difference in the margins. If you can see, there's very little space on the right hand side of the video that I have. When you go back to the app, you can see there's much more margin space on the ends. So that's kind of what I mean about how the dimensions aren't perfect. Sometimes I would draw in some white lines. So that's like usually what I do when I make my videos. It's really not anything extravagant and elaborate. It's all thanks to the apps I use. So that's how I do the videos. When you see, I don't know if you've seen it before, but I have a story of where oh here, I'll show you guys this one. So this is actually the one that I used to see if you guys wanted a tutorial of how I film my Instagram videos. So you can see as the font or the text is moving as the video plays. What I used was a handy new feature on the iOS update. So what you do is make sure you're recording, and just make sure there aren't too many breaks in your text because then it's gonna look kind of odd. So you see how it's like, okay, so I'll also show you guys. I had to like mess with it as I was doing this, so it'll take you a while for the first time. So I know that when I do this, I have to crop the video because I don't want everything else that's showing here to be shown in my story. So I have to make sure I don't have my line going across my whole screen because I know it's going to get cut off. It's not recording. Because I am also screen sharing. Okay, well, we're just going to pretend that I screen recorded me typing that, right? Okay, so assume that I screen recorded that. So the text was closer to the top two windows on the left. So say the say the text is on the top two windows on the left. This is what I use to crop the video. So here are the top two windows on the left. Just make sure it's completely zoomed in so that there are no borders around the screen or around the video. And then you're going to create another video, adding that video that you had edited to crop so that nothing on your screen is showing. Because you know when you screen record, it records your entire screen, so you don't want all like the colors and the editing features on your screen at all. So that's why I have to crop the video so it doesn't show. And just pretend that there was text there and you would see your text flowing, but you wouldn't see anything else that's around it. So that's how I make all my stories. I do like the moving font, the moving text, stuff like that. And then for the last thing I wanted to share for my sneak peeks to videos, for example, so I have the peek section on my story, and this stuff I make on Final Cut Pro. I don't do this on any apps in my phone. This one I did, I think. This one I did on my MacBook Pro because I wanted this to consistently be replaying. So it would depend on the footage that I want on my video, but typically for sneak peeks for full like videos on YouTube, I use Final Cut Pro. And it just makes things so much easier because it's so easy to use on Final Cut, and I just airdrop it to my phone. So any of those more fancy looking styles, I don't use any apps for. That's pretty much it. I don't think there's anything else that I really use besides InShot and VSCO when making my stories, and of course the features on the actual Instagram stories. Oh, sorry. Oh my gosh, I need to stop kicking this. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope this was helpful and hopefully inspired you to step up your Instagram story game. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye! Hey guys!